Okay, so this is us back for Shadowrun after about a month away, and PAX and other fun things like that, such as the running flu going around everywhere and making it impossible for people to talk. So we have sound effects from Sirenscape, who said that they'll try to give us a plug, and I have no idea if I really want to plug or not, but we'll see how that goes. Well, we have a whole 59 people subscribed to the channel.
Nice.
It's up from 3 from before PAX. So whenever it rises, I'm always shocked.
I'll be sure advertising you to PAX makes a difference.
I think I spoke to 3 whole people about it. I showed it to them and say, well, I wasn't expecting anyone to, but hey, they did. So I'll get people to introduce themselves. I'll start with David so we can go grab some food. Ellis, of course, is in the middle of grabbing food.
He's still on mute at the moment if he's trying to chat. But
okay, then we will move over to Jeremy.
Okay, well, good evening all. I am playing this evening Desmond Deadshot, the elven street scum from Seattle, but hopefully dreams of one day being a member of that proud and wondrous group of individuals called the Ancients. Apparently, he's a bit closer to his goal than he thought he might be when he actually had a direct interview with the leader of the Ancients.
Well, I'm sure your interview won't tank if you actually complete your run. Can you remember what he needs to do to complete the run?
I believe he's trying... Where's it gone?
All those trick questions I ask.
That's the one where he's trying to recover the property that was stolen.
You're going to recover 3 personality chips.
Yes.
You never got the full details because you never got back to them with planning. Because Miss Johnson, Roxanne Wanta was going to help you plan it.
That's right. Yes. So we had about a month to try and recover them, and but yes, we then had some more immediate pressing concerns with trying to look after Murray and Mercurial.
And the fact that you also have a bounty on your head.
Yes.
Well, it's amazing what happens when you shoot up a club. Okay, so that is Desrin. Then we move on to Martin.
Yes, I'm playing a dwarf primalist, which is a version of a magician, and I'm still kind of in the midst of learning how to play that, so bear with me.
That's okay. We're all in the midst of learning how to play that, and we see how it goes.
Cool.
So what does Rakesh want to be in life? So we got someone who wants to be an ancient. What does Rakesh want to be?
Well, I guess he wants to be a smuggler. So smuggling, like buying and trading goods, seems to be something that he would be good at.
So does he have a particular smuggling thing he wants to be his niche, such as information, data, like data chips, people, toys, chemicals?
I don't know.
I'm sure you can pick something that you want him to shoot for, to be his go-to, to be, say, I've made it, I'm now doing this.
Data take up less space than people.
Yeah,
it does, but
But of course, you might be expected to know something about computers if you're going to be a data stealer or a data smuggler.
Well, that would be a problem. But,
Well, that's something he can work towards.
yes.
Unless, of course, you go down the pathway of your data smuggling in the sense of the Johnny Mnemonic type situation, where you just get the memory bank in your head that you can't access. So.
Well, I'm not sure.
Not so good for your
I want to
magician.
still do the magic angle,
Okay, yeah.
but I don't know.
In this version of Shadowrun, every bit of cyberware you add reduces your strain threshold, so you pass out sooner, but it doesn't actually reduce your ability to cast magic.
You just won't get much magic in before you're passing out. So.
That's the big difference there.
Alright.
Just so you know.
Not that I'm saying you should go and get a big memory block put in your head type stuff, but
I don't think I would want to be doing that.
But I'm sure you can
anyway.
come up with ways of still passing data without actually having it be embedded inside you. You can always embed it inside someone else.
yeah, but then you're back to the people smuggling.
Especially if they're unknowing.
Or just get yourself a hamster with a memory slot.
Yeah. So that's what I'm striving for.
All good. I just thought I'd give you somewhere to give a little more depth to him. Then we've got David, if David's available.
Yes. Alright, I play Georgie, a human clone, medical experiment who tech, and he's just been awesome.
And what does Georgie want to... what would Georgie have achieved to say he's made it in this world?
He just wants to be a real boy.
So you want to be the original Georgie, not just a copy of Georgie Mark 1?
No, he just wants to get charisma running and pay people for money just for the fun of it. He can't really go just yet. He is like 6 months old.
Okay, so does Jeremy have notes for what happened last session?
Sorry, caught me with a mouthful.
Sorry, bad timing.
Okay. The limited information I can find again for myself and able to read from my handwriting, always a challenge, reminds me of the fact that yes, we were originally trying to get to the bottom of where Maria Mercurial's mods and data had come from, or the mods that had come from that meant she had took big piece, but also the fact that she had a memory, a data block in her head type stuff of infants that we didn't know what related to.
Very much like we just talked about relating to Johnny Mnemonic.
Exactly. But when we were trying to get dig deeper into that in the Redmond Barrens, where we discovered there was the factory and the sort of office building that was being that had been used by an old system, but was then being taken over, but was now controlled by Dragon, what do they call themselves? So,
Dragon Knights, who are
Dragon Knights,
members
yes.
of As Technology.
from Max Technology, but also apparently amongst those Dragon Knights also includes an actual dragon. And because some of our other party members were still holed up in hospital after that incident, we decided to look into some of the other things that were also ongoing, because hey, being the experienced and well-oiled machine of Shadowrunners that we are, we managed to take on 4 different jobs all at the same time, none of which we were even remotely capable of achieving.
Isn't that usual for Shadowrunners? If you can do the job, you're not a Shadowrunner.
Yeah. And so then, yeah, we're looking more into the job that Declan had received, particularly after he'd got the a bit of a hint again from the Ancient saying, "Hey, we're watching you," which puts him in much more of the spotlight of them than he thought he was, and that from that we found that there was Urian Maine, who was an American Indian or probably a Sioux or something like that, you know, who was the boss of Roxanne, who was the one, the Miss Johnson we met at the Banshee pub to offer the job, confirmed that they had an employee. So yeah, so he was. I don't know if he said exactly where he was from, not surprisingly, but apparently one of their employees had absconded with 3 data chips, 3 prototypes, that they need recovered. Hang on, and it was I'll just got another note here saying the fact that while we were at the Banshee, we got we were being watched by Ferret, a lovely young gentleman with a very pleasant demeanour, and with connections to a Trog gang, but that Ferret apparently worked for Junior, who was killed during the robbery, but Junior was Thomas Mattel's son who's the Global Tech CEO.
Yep. Who's Troll. Yep.
And we might have a contact number for him, because I've got the number 5676-238 in that note, but I don't know exactly where it's connected. So it might just be a contact number for Junior or for Thomas Mattel. I've got another connection note from Thomas Mattel, but I can't quite read it, so that's not very useful. Into this. No, can't read it, bad luck. So I can't actually remember whether or not we'd actually had any other extra leads to follow up on after that point, but presumably part of it would be trying to chase down exactly how Global Tech is connected with Mr. Johnson, Urian Maine, and then find out, because of Junior, who was the son of the Global Tech CEO, who was killed in the robbery, presumably then has a connection with the people who stole the equipment or stole the data chips. It might be a useful lead to follow up on. So.
And you also have someone by the name of Dr. Hendricks, who may be someone to follow up on, relating to Teehee, the person you're chasing.
Teehee. Ah, yes, okay. Track down Teehee. Ah, yes, okay. That was one of those words that I couldn't really quite read in my notes. It would say, track down Teehee. He's the guy that actually stole the employee that stole the 3 chips. So,
and at this stage, you don't know what's on the chips.
No. And so Dr. Hendricks was likely able to provide more information, or did he have a connection directly to Teehee, or?
He was the guy in charge of it all.
As in charge of the project of those 3?
Yes.
Right.
I'm not sure if he's alive or not. He may have retired, having aged out in the workforce.
You got to that grand old age of 30.
Well, he's got white hair, so who knows how old he is. You also had herbal tea from Orion Special Blend that you can get from Orion's organic grocery store, which was Teehee's personal brand of tea.
Yep, and we actually, that's making me think that we went somewhere and did we find some of the tea, or we were looking for some of the tea?
You were going to go there, but you didn't actually make it there.
Okay, right, I haven't got there yet. Okay. Data chips. Project. And Gigi's favourite tea. At Tea House. Had we investigated Teehee's residence? Do we know where that is?
That's where you got the boxes with the information from. They had taken everything from his place of use and put it in a cardboard box.
That's what I had in my head. We'd had to look for the Teehee tea type stuff. Yes, okay. But yes, it was actually property from his house that we looked at that gave the information for the tea bags. Yep. Okay. Well,
SoCal gives you a heads up saying that Dr. Hendricks used to work for the university.
in University of Seattle.
Yep. He's down as currently retired. And currently has notice in the media many years back about having tried to do a net run against the company who made the chips, and was publicly caught and embarrassed.
While he was still doing lecturing, or is this...
It's what basically had him retire from lecturing.
Right, okay. And is the implication that he was a lecturer before, after, or during his time while he was also project manager for the data chip situation?
It was while he was project manager for the data chip.
Yep.
In its conceptual form.
Yep. So... okay.
So about 2 or 3 years previously, so not enough time for him to have actually stolen it himself.
Yep. And what sort of time are we looking at? What sort of time of the day are we looking at the moment?
Okay, so I'll say you managed to crash from everything you've been chasing last time, and you're on a new day as the 23rd of the month.
Okay. And I'm assuming that I guess we can either be a new day. We could go and check on our friends in the lovely hospital of that charitable organisation of the Brotherhood, or we can work on the idea that we haven't heard anything, so therefore there's obviously not actually any change, and we can go back to a different time. Do people actually want to try and see them immediately?
I don't think we need to.
Well, they'll either survive or they won't.
Like, we're all on full health. I don't think we need to actually go to the...
Yeah, okay. I'm thinking we get it. I'm not seeing the need to actually go to the hospital for our purposes, but yes, whether or not people felt an obligation that, oh yes, we probably should check on them, but as I say, the Brotherhood is such a wonderful organisation that I can't imagine they're not getting the very best of care, and they're getting much better than anything we could possibly provide. So in that case then, perhaps we should go take a trip to the university to see if we can find a last known address for this Dr. Hernandez.
I think that would be a good idea.
So you get notification saying there's Enchilada Wednesday at the Brotherhood.
I'm sure Flogger will have fun, especially if they're ice cream enchiladas.
They're always so fun.
I just found a dating to tell me exactly what day of the month it was for that year. Okay, so which place are you heading to?
So I'm guessing we've got probably effectively 2 locations we might go to based on that information. And in fact, if it's a new day, then potentially the university hasn't really opened yet. So maybe we should go and get some lovely breakfast at the tea house.
Okay.
So you get the location for Orion's Organic Grocery and a small little tavern a few doors away called the Breadboard Quaff and Stuff.
Sounds delightful.
Alrighty.
On the Redmond Bellevue border.
That certainly means that, yep, it could be very impressive or very problematic, but depending on which side of the border. But I'm sure for us it'll still be perfect. And also potentially a place that's going to be easier for us to wander into and have a look around compared to Seattle University.
So you'll find yourself on a place known as Cascade Road.
Yep. Not well.
It's one of those places that actually has no potholes. Working streetlights and police patrols.
I was going to say, so what I'm saying is it's an uninteresting road. It doesn't provide any challenge or interest when you're riding along.
And we're just in a van with a motorbike in the back.
You are.
Are we just in a van? Is that?
Yep.
Because I can't drive.
So no, because Desmond now owns a van from memory.
He bought one. He splurged.
Yes, I'm just trying to find whether I can put it down in here or not. I don't have it on the character sheet, but I'm sure that we bought a van, didn't we?
You did.
Yeah, okay.
I thought we did.
Yeah. So,
You thought it was better than hiring.
Although hiring and stuff has the advantage of easier to dump, but yes, that's right. Yes, because we're also staying with Mari Mercuria still and Hernandez, and we found that Hernandez was very good at trying to clean up our messes.
Well, he's trying to stop any fallout falling on Maria.
Yes. But yes. Okay, so yep, a lovely van down Cascade Road.
And you find a spot just outside the breadboard, and you see that they've got signs saying open for breakfast.
Perfect.
As you walk in, you see a cook flipping soy jacks and frying synth eggs on a large, they call it a griddle.
Yeah,
Whatever a griddle is.
basically it's the griddle is the American term for your fry pan, really.
Okay.
or rather, more like a barbecue stove type.
We had some in New Orleans.
And a large woman carrying one of the biggest coffee jugs you've seen is pouring soy calf into people's cups. She sees you walk in and points.
Not real coffee.
As real as we normally have.
She sees you and points to an empty booth.
Yep, we'll slide in.
Only a couple of loose springs coming through this one. Lucky you've got the bike leathers. And you see that a lot of people are checking you out, and you feel underdressed here.
Okay, so we're on the Bellevue side of Cascade Road, are we?
Less that. It's you're carrying the least amount of technology. All three of you together has less tech than a single person here.
Okay. That's not unreasonable, unexpected, based on the idea of most of us carry less tech than most people, so because we couldn't afford it.
And you also look, and you're going to have to play the spot the non-enhanced human, and you're not sure anyone will win because you don't think there are any non-enhanced people here that aren't you guys.
I was going to say, yeah, we spot the non-enhanced human very quickly. They're sitting right next to us, or they look down and look in the mirror.
Yeah, Georgie's enhanced, so you can't look at it.
And that's it. Declan wants to be enhanced. As soon as he gets some time off to get to the hospital, and he's got to get some stuff put in. So.
And you're sure the serving woman has either orc or troll blood in her, she's that tall. As she walks up and says, what will it be, boys? And you see the sparkling data jacks behind her ear.
Declan will go with the eggs over easy and all the coffee you can drink.
She laughs, going, you're a bit of a elf, aren't you? I'm not sure how much coffee that is. As she puts a she puts a overly sized mug in front of you and fills it to the brim.
Sounds good.
And the eggs and stuff.
I shouldn't have gone back to the kitchen to order then. So
Okay.
I'll take a moment. But she's probably carrying around the ubiquitous coffee jug to do the top ups every time. So.
And she looks at Georgie, asking, does the good-looking guy she sees before her want some coffee?
I've already got some, thanks.
She sort of gives that slow turn and squint in your direction. Then gives Georgie what appears to be the daintiest of the cups she has and fills it only half full so he doesn't get it everywhere.
Yay!
And she turns to the dwarf and says, So dwarf, what brings an alpha human and a dwarf into a place like this?
We've heard wonderful stories about the breakfast here and the beautiful service staff.
She laughs again and then just gives a regular mug for the dwarf, who is a bit stunned by her presence. You hear the sound of people talking as she wanders away, and then she comes back with 3 large plates that she puts in front of each person. And Georgie's one is made to look like a smiley face.
You're a lucky boy, Georgie.
So the purpose of this interaction, what is it meant to be?
Well, we were coming here because it was next to or associated with the organic tea house where Teehee bought all his tea from.
There's a good chance that the locals here may know Tiki or the doctor that had previously worked for the university.
Should we ask about that?
Well, okay, certainly Declan's planning on having having had about half of the large mug of coffee that our lovely waitress put down for him. He'll catch her and actually, while the coffee's good, I think to go with these eggs, I'm thinking that possibly a cup of tea would be more appropriate for this time of the morning.
Well, so why don't you just pop on over to the organic store when they open across the street there. Try not to get hit by the traffic, and they will serve whatever teas your heart desire. We have coffee here.
The tea's worthwhile over there, is it?
She doesn't know. She doesn't drink that stuff. It tastes too much like plants.
From the booth that we're in, do we happen to have a window across the street to be watching the tea house?
You do. It is basically still closed. Looks like it doesn't open for another hour.
Well, in that case then I think we can continue to enjoy breakfast for at least another half hour or so, watching to see if and when someone goes into the coffee shop, with the idea of opening it shortly thereafterwards. If we see someone go in, do we want to try and catch them before they open, have a discussion with them, or do we want to happy to wait till it's open and then work on the idea? They're probably not going to be that busy, rushed with guests immediately. So have a somewhat private conversation with the proprietor.
You have many options.
Did you have an answer there, David, at all?
Sorry, I'm just, I've only just gotten back into my truck.
No, that's right. Before, I wasn't certain whether you gave a response and it's not over. They kind of like the background at the same time as Martin was talking about the fact that he would find a way. Yep. I'm more than happy to go down that way and enjoy the wondrous eggs of the.
Look, is there ice cream?
I think for Georgie, there might be a special effort to get ice cream. I wouldn't guarantee ice cream's available.
Well, Georgie will throw a shit fit. Let's go.
There was certainly sweetness coming with anything that Georgie got served.
Yeah, I heard that. Sorry, I was amongst a lot of people far more than I was comfortable with.
What a shame it wasn't time for Plowman.
Poor Plowman. He's been typecast.
Okay, so you are still resting and enjoying your breakfast and coffee.
Yep. Do we see someone going into the tea house?
See someone who seems to be pausing outside the door, and takes him about 10 minutes to unlock it. You can see hand shaking a lot, struggling to get the key into the lock.
So, what's the description of this person?
So probably about just over a meter tall, grey hair, in a nicely tied bun on the back of their head.
Okay. A male or female, did you say?
Hard to tell.
Okay.
Yes.
Probably. Go well.
All answers point to maybe.
Yes. Do we want to go across and try and talk to this androgynous, presumable owner, and see if that they recognise Teehee, or do you think it's worthwhile just staking out the place and enjoying the marvellous coffee here to see whether or not Teehee actually... do we know what Teehee looks like?
I don't think you actually got a picture of him.
Okay.
Can we source that somehow?
Like, I'm just thinking about amongst his possessions and stuff like that were in his apartment.
Oh no, you do have pictures of him.
Okay.
As well as his friend Dr. Hendricks.
Right. So so a couple options. Which would you think is better to go with? I'm thinking that we can probably continue to wait here for a while, and then we could go in and ask if Teehee doesn't happen to turn up. I don't know whether he will or not, but if he does, it probably makes it all easier rather than alerting his probable friends that we're looking for him. But are people happy to wait here for a while?
Yeah, I'm happy to wait.
So, I'm sure
George is happy to look for ice cream.
Georgie could take it further advantage. Possibly your good lady will be able to source some ice cream for him if he's willing to wait.
Look, all I'm saying is I wouldn't mind some ice cream, and I'm not actually the dopey bloke we all remember that Marky seems to betray us. But what I will do is break your hands for ice cream.
If you get
How are we going to recognise Teehee?
Well, because so we've got images of him from his apartment.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, so it's just a case of yes, if we can at least monitor. And hey, I'm suspecting that a place, organic tea house, won't necessarily have huge numbers of clientele. That means it's going to be all that difficult to spot individuals going to and from the shop. So, but again, we can wait. So.
Okay. So, how many hours are you willing to wait?
Well, Jasmine's not particularly concerned about what was it? Tortilla day at the hospital. I can't remember what you said it was, but
Enchilada Wednesday.
Enchilada, that's right. Enchilada. So he's happy to end up very buzzed on coffee after sitting there for some hours if necessary.
Okay,
I don't know about the others.
They will give you guys a test to see how well you have paid attention.
Oh, that can't be bad. That can't go wrong for us. We're always such a perceptive bunch.
You are.
I think I did have a decent perception.
We have got music. So I think you're the perceiver of the team. We're the support.
I believe it's based on cunning. Let's see. Just trying to bring up all the details so I can refer to them. So perception is indeed cunning, and Rakesh is the master of cunning for the group.
Hard.
Unfortunately, no one in the group has specialised in lighting perception.
Nope.
But apparently that's not a problem because out of the possible 8 successes you can roll, you rolled 6.
Unfortunately, the other 2 were despairs.
Oh no, sorry, it was 4 successes. 2 of them were advantages that counted out some of the threats. And so you ended up with 4 successes and 2 threats to look out there. So you're feeling a little sluggish from all the coffee and bacon and eggs.
Shouldn't it be wired from the coffee?
You would if it actually had proper caffeine in it.
Yep. Just for awareness, Martin, I wasn't thinking about it earlier, but yeah, your camera is not going for the dice or anything like that at the moment. You're not showing anything on the camera.
Okay, so I will do the whole get it up and running.
Completely forgot about after having it. What I was thinking about immediately, and then
how's that?
It started. We have camera.
Can you see it now?
I'm not getting anything. I don't know if
I can see it.
Okay, so probably at my end then.
So, Martin, are you sharing video?
Okay, I'm not seeing. I've got a black screen for Martin, but no.
Yeah. Normally that means he's sharing something at the time.
But you might have your camera covered. So.
No, I don't have a camera.
Okay.
But I can see Martin's camera.
Oh, hang on. Martin. Oh no, that was Martin. We've actually just changed to him. So. There I go. I've got Martin now. Yep. And it's probably the one I had my things set up was probably the problem. So.
Oh, good. He got refreshed.
Okay, so. We're sitting there for a while, and you're.
So you recognise the Dr. Hendricks moving down the street towards your towards where you guys are sitting.
As in, like walking towards the tea house, or to the breadboard, or to both.
Both, considering they're across the road from each other.
Yeah, it's hard to tell which one he's on. But is he on the breadboard side or on the tea house side?
Currently on the breadboard side.
Okay. In which case, well, we'll just watch him for a bit and we'll see if he comes in or if he goes to the other one. Do we want to try and confront him or do we want to try and tail him? Because Genesys happy to go to tailing, but I don't know how others will feel about that. So.
What's our purpose?
Well, the idea,
him or?
Well, the idea is that he's a link to Teehee, who is the one who apparently stole the chips we're looking for.
Maybe we should follow him then.
So it's the sort of thing that, yeah, either we can confront him and maybe either convince or compel him to see if he knows anything about Teehee or where he might be, or if we follow him, then A, we might get to a spot where we can confront him with less witnesses, or B, we might get lucky and he might lead us straight to Teehee.
It doesn't look like it would take much to convince him to do what you want. He does look fairly old and frail now compared to what he did in the pictures.
Which also then means that he's probably not walked far. So I'm thinking that, yeah, I'm keen for going for tailing. If you go, like I say,
I'd support that.
Okay, Desmond's certainly confident that he could tail him without being seen. I don't know how the others are feeling about that, but he could certainly pick up the tail and then as I said, I don't think it's going to go far, and so the others could, if they're less confident on tailing, to just stay back a bit further and all wait here, and I can come back and get you. So, but yeah, okay. First of all, we're just watching him at this stage to find out where he's going, what he's doing.
Okay, so not far from where you guys are sitting, he crosses the street. He does whack a few cars with his cane on the way through to make them stop. As you hear that, a lot of cars do the screech stop to let him through.
And he yells to them to get off the glass as he's going across, does he?
Well, he does the whole I'm walking here, as he's taking a long time to walk across the road.
Mm-hmm. So,
Then he goes into the tea shop.
Okay. Well, Declan might take the opportunity to get up and duck outside and get in a position where he can certainly watch the tea shop, and probably in a position that if he were to go back to where he come from, Declan's already just in a spot where he's not going to walk past him because he's back. He'll be on the other side, and therefore ready to go forward. So.
Okay. So about 10 minutes later, he comes out the front door, and then does the whole barge away across the road again, hitting cars with his cane. But from this perspective, you can see that he does have something techno on the end of the cane.
So it might be the sort of thing that cars are stopping not necessarily voluntarily. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yep. You've heard of devices that make other cars believe there's a car in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And on grid guides, it just makes cars come to a complete stop.
Yeah, well, and has he, is he carrying much?
He's got a small bag in his arm, and he seems to be heading towards the bread basket.
Okay, well, so are we basically staying off to the side, out of sight from him somewhat, to then just watch where he's going from there?
Okay.
If he goes into the bread basket, then I'm happy to continue to wait outside, and I'm sure the others will let me know if he goes somewhere else outside the bread basket, other than the front door. So.
Okay, so the others see him enter. He goes up to the counter and says, "My usual." They hand him another bag, which he tucks under his arm, and he starts to hobble out.
Do you guys let Declan know the interaction?
Georgie looks at you, looks over at Desrin.
Well, no, Declan's outside. Declan ducked outside, ready to follow the guy when he's going through.
So apparently Georgie's talking you through a glass panel that you can't hear him.
Yeah, I said what I said.
Okay, so what did you say? Because maybe, what's Martin's character's name again?
Rakesh.
Rakesh might pass it on to Declan.
Georgie taps on the glass. Is there glass? Or is it just a wall?
It is glass.
Georgie taps on the glass.
First thing Desmond thinks is, maybe I should have worked out a code.
Well, actually, sorry, no, I'm also a bit forgetting that the others don't have comm links yet, do they?
Most of them haven't replaced them since they all, in a sign of solidarity, destroyed their comm links with Georgie.
but Rakesh does have his comment.
Rakesh does, yes, but Rakesh pulled the battery out.
Yes, but then we've set that back up for him again. It's working again. After SoCal had a check of it and made sure it was all okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Rakesh does have communication.
Georgie's having a conversation with you on the other side of the window.
So, well, Declan was not necessarily standing just outside the breedbasket.
I can talk to him.
That's right. Declan was off to the side, ducked out away, so it was less noticeable or obvious. So he's not standing directly outside the breadbasket, opposite the window from Georgie.
Yeah, I mean...
But okay, that doesn't stop Georgie trying to tap
what he's doing.
Yep. But yeah, so Declan contacted Rakesh as the old guy was going into the breadbasket and just said, "Hey, yep, what's he up to? What's he doing?" So
how does Rakesh respond?
To what exactly?
Declan's asking Rakesh what the old guy is doing in the breadbasket.
What is he doing?
Well, he apparently went in there and he asked for his usual, and they gave him a bag full of stuff, and he started to walk out again, is what I understand.
Alright, I'll say that to Desiree.
Well, Declan will be ready to be following the old guy then, but he'll also pass back to you guys and say, well, hey, obviously he's a regular here at the breadbasket for him to get his usual. Maybe you could try to or get Georgie to talk to his sweetheart and see what she knows about the old guy.
Does Georgie wish to chat up the waitress?
No, Georgie is a good moral chaste man who is, a little bit young for her.
What, not man enough?
Georgie's been dating. That's tapping through the glass window, buddy. Georgie can turn around and have a bit of a chat with said lovely young lass, and not flirt with her, but just have a good chat.
Okay.
Very gentlemanly but rough way.
But is he actually trying to find out about the old guy at all, or is he just having a generic chat?
Oh, Georgie has no idea what's going on.
Well, this is why, presumably Rakesh has passed on the Declan's idea of, hey, obviously they know the old guy here. Maybe they can provide some information about what we're expecting and who he is, what he does.
Yes. Sounds reasonable.
So with some coaching, I'm happy to give Georgie a blue dice.
Rude.
Okay, so apparently you feel really good about the conversation, but it just sort of went round she does know a few things that you're into, and you started getting into music or TV culture.
But most importantly, did you get her number?
He does not. But he does have a...
okay. I can just wait till she finishes and then take her by conquest. Because Georgia.
The gentleman. No, the gentleman wasn't going to interrupt you at work. You wait till she gets off shift.
Yeah. What time do you get off shift? Cool.
A perfect gentleman. So, okay. Meanwhile, Declan will attempt to follow the old guy without being seen.
It's okay. We actually have a dashboard for you as you do a stealth check. Apparently he is very hard to follow. as you got a complete no result on your dice.
What?
He notices you, drops his bags, and starts to run.
Are the blue dice or the green dice good things there?
The green dice are the good things.
Shouldn't I have 5 total?
That's right, I forgot one of your green dice. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so you got 2 successes. He doesn't notice you, just.
And I'm able to follow him?
You are able to follow him.
So how far is he going?
You believe he's going about what would normally be 5 minutes walk for the rest of the team, but for him seems to be about 20 minutes.
See, so that's the challenge in the stealth roll, is to walk that slowly.
It is the major challenge. How do you successfully follow without getting seen?
Lots of window shopping.
And as you can see there, just about every dice cancelled each other out.
Yep.
Okay, so you follow him to an apartment complex on the Redmond side of the road. You see him taking stairs up. Though him going up the stairs is a lot longer than it took for him to walk here in the first place. You call the others and get them to follow?
Okay, certainly, yeah. When he gets to the apartment, and I'm watching him slowly go upstairs and things like that, and thinking, yep, okay, I'm sure by the time the others get here, I still won't know exactly which apartment he's headed for, but I'll give them the warning saying, yep, okay, current location, we're only 5 minutes away from where you are, but when you get here, we can decide further. So, obviously, I'm expecting they'll probably end up finishing off their coffee, their flirting, whatever, and they'll probably take about 10 minutes to get here, and he might have made it up to the first floor by then.
Okay, did the other two head over straight away?
Well, you see now, look, love, what I'm saying is, look, I'm sure you've got some fantastic, interesting music, but what I'd like to do is talk to you about ice cream. What's your favourite flavour of ice cream? Strawberry. You know what, love? It's been fun, but I'm sorry.
Gotta draw a line somewhere.
Wait, Rakesh, where's the other idiot gone? Bloody hell, mate, don't answer all at once.
So what's your plan, Flogger, or whatever your name is?
Georgie? Are you talking about Georgie, or are you talking about Desmond?
Georgie.
Man, I don't have a bloody name. I just follow you, Muppet.
And apparently, Georgie and Flogger look a lot alike.
Well, except the one controlled the one.
We don't at all. We literally look as far different as possible. Also, we did escape from the same prison though.
Yes.
So yes,
but yeah, so Rakesh has received the information to say, yep, okay, here's where he's gone to meet me at this spot.
Yeah, I'll go there.
Yeah, but they say are you bringing Georgie along after he's discovered that his would-be paramour doesn't like strawberry ice cream, and so therefore it's a good reason to get out of there? Or in fact does like strawberry ice cream? One of the two.
Look, also knows I'm done here. Where is the other idiot? Let's go.
you do get a ping on your phone, considering you did get a replacement phone from your friend.
Okay.
saying,
I bet you can't use his phone.
saying, other idiot located here.
Alright, I'll go there.
Okay, casually walking down the street, you see Desrin resting against a stairwell as you hear the grunts of an old guy going up the stairs. He's now made level 2 by the time they arrived.
Alright, I'll go and stand
Okay.
a bit of distance away from him because I don't want to mess with his stealth.
Oi,
Yeah. So
Bruce, what are you doing up there?
Dexter's going to actually thinking that, hang on, let's just, he might just help the stairs and meet this guy before he actually gets home to, so therefore we're only dealing with one at a time if he's got other friends at home. So, now that we know exactly where, like, are there many other people around this apartment block at the moment?
Not many people. No one's really paying any attention. There's quite a few. Every now and then you see people walking in and out of doors. No one really staying around.
Now, do we know that? We know this guy was Hernadez, wasn't it?
Yep. Dr. Hernadez.
Dr. Hernadez. Yes. So. And how big's this apartment block?
It probably has maybe 200-300 apartments in it. Though each apartment is about the size of a single car garage.
Yeah. And how many floors does it have?
Has probably about 6 floors going up.
Okay, so it's going to take a while if he lives on the penthouse. So.
But as you're watching, he gets off on the 3rd floor.
Okay, I will signal the others to come in as he's going to go up the stairs and basically catch up with him just as he opens the door to his apartment.
Okay, I will give you another stealth check.
For Desrin?
Yeah.
For Desrin, because he's the one in front.
Okay.
And Desrin manages to get 3 successes on this one.
Woohoo.
As you get up there and
You're probably less perceptive because you were too tired having climbed 3 flights of stairs carrying all the shopping.
you see him leaning against a door trying to find his keys. You reach him before he opens it.
Okay, yep. I will. Greetings, sir. Can I provide any assistance with your shopping?
He looks at you suspiciously. You're not from here, are you?
No, but I am here as a friend, Dr. Hernadez.
Were you one of my students?
Not exactly, but we'll talk about it inside if that's easy for you.
Well, I don't have any money in there, so if this is a shakedown, you're out of luck.
Not a shakedown, that's all good. We're okay. Here in a friendly capacity. But, Felipe, it will be good to have the conversation inside, less away from prying eyes.
Says he can do that. He puts he hands his bags to you. And you grab the 2 bags?
I'll grab both bags in one hand so that I can keep one hand free to quick draw if I need to.
He looks disappointed because he think he was trying to make you feel your hands. You do notice he does have a gun now that he's given you his bag.
Okay.
Just not drawn it.
Yep.
And he starts fumbling for his key again.
Can I hear anyone in the apartment at all?
You cannot.
No. Okay.
Okay, so they're looking at the.
Interesting. Does Rim look like a weirdo?
No. You were coming up, but they're going to signal to start coming up.
Okay, so yeah, this is in the trouble zone. Gotcha.
I'm assuming I would expect that you'll be able to get there either as or just before the door opens, based upon the length of time it's likely to take and how far you've actually got to move. But yeah.
Okay, so you make it up the stairs pretty quickly to see Desrin having already confiscated the guy's goods. As the guy is shakingly trying to open his front door. Obviously, Desrin's doing this whole intimidation thing quite well this time, as the guy is visibly shaking. Of course, it might not be what's actually happening, but hey, that's what it looks like as you come up the stairs.
Yep.
Desrin, leave that bloke alone.
As you say that, he finally manages to connect his key to the lock, and the lock opens.
Goodyo then. So as he opens the door, I will push it to ensure that it stays open as he goes in, and signal the others to follow behind.
As you come in, you see one of the small. This room is actually smaller than where you guys used to hang out.
So what you say is it's designed for a family then?
It has a single bed, a work desk, a bathroom, a 4-seater table, and a sink.
Right.
You are literally describing me in my current living space. It has a 4-seater table. It wins over me.
Well, I was thinking of the fact that, hey, obviously he was expecting us. But not all of the party. Obviously only expected the 3 of us. And it's a good thing we didn't win the trial. Or 2.
Yeah. Georgie just wanders in through the front door, looking like a gigantic piece of meat, like, sort of shuffles his way inside, walks sideways through the door, and just places himself in a slightly less awkward position.
Are you a Cyberman? Is that your back?
No, he's just a clone.
He's a hulking human.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So think Schwarzenegger style build.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So he's not as big as Flogger or Wop as the trolls, but he certainly gives the impression of being as big as a troll.
6'6" or
Certainly, like, there's definitely more volume in him than your average human.
Okay, so you see a small metal pot sitting on the stove, bubbling away, with a hot plate underneath it, glowing red.
Well, that smells delicious.
And across from you, on the bed, you see Teehee sitting up against it with wires stuck in the side of his head.
Okay, that basically modifies the answer I was about to say. Declan's going to put down the bag of shopping in the kitchen area and then take a quick look around to see if there's anyone else, but apparently there is. So,
well, it's a small enough room that if he's not described in the walking into the room, he's not there.
Yep. So, and so, how does he react when we walk in with Dr. Hernadez?
Hasn't noticed. You think he's jacked in?
Oh, he's jacked in, you said, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That idiot, what's he doing?
And I'm having a mental block of Georgie's name, yes. Georgie, he's the one we're looking for, along with our friend here. So,
What are we looking for him then?
Georgie, just stand over there and ensure that no one leaves.
No. I'm going to sit at the table. Go find me some ice cream.
You're not going to get ice cream here, Georgie.
We don't have a fridge box here, he says.
Well, you should earn more money to buy one.
Bit hard since I got fired.
We'll get another job then. Go on, just work.
Speaking of another job, Georgie, perhaps we should get back to ours?
I don't even care, mate. Do whatever you want.
Right. So Dr. Hernandez, I'm assuming he's been got much more comfortable and happy having seen two other people come in with his, having been intimidated by Declan already, and by the juxtaposition of Georgie's apparent non sequiturs as to what was going on. But Declan will, and so he's definitely not responded at all to our presence yet?
No, he seems to be completely oblivious to what's happening.
Okay then. So, Dr. Hernandez, as mentioned by my colleague already, I am known as Declan, and my colleagues and I were here on a request to try and track down your friend over there to recover some goods that he'd stolen. Now, neither of you are going to be particularly difficult about this process now that we have caught up with young Teehee over there, are you?
He says, well, that depends on what you intend to do with us now that you found us.
Well, we want to recover the property that he stole, and from our perspective of the job, that's actually all we need, isn't it? As long as the property's recovered, and if there's no evidence that there's been copies made. Did Mr. Johnson specifically want Teehee back again?
No, he just wanted the chips.
That's what I thought. Yes.
So you could potentially get money for returning him, though.
So, well, yes. Our employer's main... Sorry, David?
We already have way too much money.
Yeah, we haven't had time to spend it. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
Before we die.
Exactly.
Yes. Our job requirement is merely to recover the chips that were stolen. If young Teehee over there hands them over, and we can confirm that there haven't been any copies or other proprietary information stolen, then as far as we're concerned, our transaction will be complete.
Well, as long as you're going to be fair, then you might want to jack him out of the Matrix so he can talk to you. I'm sure you know how to do that safely.
George reaches over and unplugs him.
Okay, he seems to have some sort of reaction.
Sorry, guys, I had to do it.
As Declan saying, "Go!"
So I had to do it. I'm sorry.
I'm perfectly happy with that.
I'm certainly happy with it from the roleplay perspective, and they say Declan saying, "No!"
His eyes blink for a little bit, but he seemed to have survived dump shock pretty well.
Oh, hello, mate. Good morning. Welcome back to the real world.
He goes, "Who are you?"
Your worst nightmare if you don't behave.
Wait, you work for As Technology?
Oh no, I'm much more of a personal nightmare. Like, Aztec's more of an overall, like drowning in water, falling into a fire, that sort of thing Aztec is. I am a personally described nightmare, specifically tailored to make your life a little better.
You know what? I used to code those.
Yeah. See, there's a difference. I'm not a computer program. You are currently not plugged into the Matrix. I will squish your neck so hard it will make your head pop. Now shut up and do what you're told.
Okay, so I think that's going to be a very good coercion roll right now.
Declan was about to say all, but Georgie's already given him the alternate.
Yeah. Well, Georgie knows that he's here for certain things, okay?
Yep.
Okay, he looks a bit stunned as you're describing making his head go boom.
Yeah.
And the dice rolled a flat no result. So no success.
Yeah. In which case, and so then Desmond will step over and say, yes, we're here about some data that disappeared from... no, we don't know exactly where the place was, do we?
You do?
We know that Thomas Patel was...
A place called Global Technology, I believe.
Okay, yeah, so it is Global Technology. Yeah.
Just say here for some data that's disappeared.
Yeah. But it's no, in that case, then it's so we're here to recover some data that you stole from your former employer. Not X technology, but that's global tech.
Jeremy, I can confess whatever information he wants to confess, and then target specifically afterwards. You never know what we're going to get. Just let him talk.
True.
Apparently, Desrin is such a smooth talker. He ends up with 4 advantages.
Whoa.
But no successes.
No successes either. So I believe it's now been turned over to the master talker of Rakesh.
So, Jeremy, this is a great example of what I did earlier today. I successfully failed.
But hey, we're working up for Rakesh to do really well.
Okay.
Take advantage of all the
What
advantages
have I got? I don't think I'm very forthright in... Does cunning help?
Cunning does help.
Okay.
I believe you can use cunning with deception to trick stuff out of him. Well, you've tried intimidating him, it didn't work. You tried smooth talking him, it didn't work. Would you like to try just blatantly lying to him to get him to tell you stuff?
Because if that doesn't work, I'm going to put the balance.
Okay, so it's definitely a success.
Oh, nice.
You ended up with 3 successes.
Nice.
Okay.
So, what did he talk about then? Or if he say he agrees to hand over the data, or
So, firstly, you managed to scare out of him. He was hired by a fixer by the name of Cooperman. He seemed to have the right juice. Know what I mean? He pulled a team together and gave him a call. You know, time and place sort of stuff. Anyway, I just led him to the think tank. We copped the chips together. He stuffed them under his jacket and we split. On the way out, one of his runners, a street mage called Freya, took a couple of rounds from one of the guards' room sweepers. She went down hard, but Cooperman said to leave her. Some razor I'd never seen before throws me into a chopper that sort of appeared in the parking lot. And we took off in a cloud of dust. I've been hiding out here ever since. With a little more persuasion, he says, I guess you know by now I'm not a planner. You know? I don't know who got the idea in the first place, but I was approached by Junior, you know, Thomas Martel Jr. He has this way of being sort of, well, real convincing, if you know what I mean. He said
he starts eyeing this guy off.
He said that. Sorry, he said there was a cred stick and a souped-up Fairlight Excalibur in it for me if I'd help him out. Help him out. Have you ever seen an Excalibur? Well, anyway, he gives me the deets and tells me Cooperman will be giving me a call in a day or so. I guess it was about 2 days later when he buzzed. We're on, he says, and well, the rest you know. And the last bit you managed to get out of him, with a little more convincing, is the chips. Well, they're pretty hush-hush, but then you know that. We were working on new types of dream chips. I know it's illegal, but you should see these things. They're personality chips of some sort. Junior handled that end of it. You plug them in, and you're the man or woman of the chip. The things are unstable as hell though. If you leave them in too long, you can lose yourself forever.
And so you're saying that you did not end up with the chips?
No.
Cooperman ended up with the chips.
Cooperman ended up with the chips, and they've been taken from production because he trashed research and development files and hid the only backups in Junior's desktop computer.
From the fact that Ian was reading from a script, how do we know this kid's telling the truth?
Because he wouldn't lie to us, would you, friend?
No, not with that scary magic person there promising bad stuff if I don't do stuff.
I say we start removing limbs until he tells the truth.
You don't need to remove a limb or what change. I've told you everything. And he bursts into tears.
He sounds pretty sincere.
Prior? He sounds like a blood prior is what he sounds like.
Well, friend, perhaps there's a few more points that we might just clarify.
Sorry for noise.
So you're saying that Cooperman came to you?
Cooperman came to me through Junior.
And so who was actually on the run to get the chips? There was Cooperman.
There was Cooperman. There was Freya. There was me, and there was Razor Guy who didn't give me his name.
Was Junior on the run?
Junior was not on the run.
Now, just confirming here, Martin, from the information that we'd had, in my notes, I've got the fact that Junior was killed in the robbery. Where did we get that from?
There was someone was killed on the robbery.
Someone was killed, but not necessarily Junior.
And a lot of rumours were going around, and you have run into Junior since then.
Okay, yeah.
But the news reports did say Junior had been killed in the run.
Right, okay, so it was news reports that Junior.
And as you like things are never always making sense when they're advertised.
And it was more like I was happy that there were conflicting stories. I just wanted to confirm where the conflicting stories had come from, and therefore which was the more believable, given a conflict in the information. So,
you believe that the person who hired you, your Johnson, had put out a media release saying Junior had been killed, so Junior's stock in the company would plummet.
Yep. Or at least Thomas Mattel Senior's stock would also be affected. So yeah.
Considering that Thomas Senior actually died not long ago, which triggered all this.
Okay, that's probably the additional notes I couldn't read before.
Yeah, because
it says yes. Thomas Mattel, the son of the Global Tech CEO who built the company in the first place. Yes.
Yep. So the Senior was a very good businessman. Junior is a glorified thug in fancy clothing.
Yep. And apparently, according to TV here, it seems that Junior encouraged a run on his own company. No, this is on a different company, isn't it? Sorry, yes.
It was where he works for the same company and was encouraged to make a run against them by the boss's son, who was trying to take over the company.
Okay, yeah, so the run... so the run was on Global Tech, yes, that's right.
Yep, which is why Teehee was such invaluable, because he actually worked there.
Whereas Junior obviously had easy access to it as someone who was CEO of the company, but wouldn't necessarily know which way was left and right in the building, because he knew nothing about the running of the company. So, so certainly Mr. Johnson originally, our senior Mr. Johnson,
The tribesman.
Maine, boss of
Yep.
Roxanne.
Roxanne worked for him, Urson Maine, and Urson Maine was a tribesman-looking person.
Yep. Urson, was it? Irian, yep.
Irian Urson, close enough.
Yep. Probably again my writing. So,
It's actually Urlan, Urlan.
Urlan. Okay. But yeah, so Urlan Maine. Certainly, whilst not necessarily telling us he would work for or ran Global Tech, the implication was that it was his company that had been stolen from, wasn't it?
Yep.
So,
and it's not hard to find, once you know the connections to Global Tech, that Urlan is the current CEO of the organisation.
Yes, okay, so he took over as CEO from Thomas Patel Sr.,
Yep.
leaving Thomas Patel Jr. out of the position that he thought he deserved from Hereditary, even though he knew nothing about the company. And so Thomas Patel Jr. aimed to arrange to help steal this information to then make the company look bad, or at least the CEO look bad, so that he can step into it. But instead, Urlan gave the press release that Thomas Patel Jr. died during the robbery, and so therefore he loses even more credibility. But in the meantime, we've got this Cooperman who apparently has the chips, and Junior who had backups. Is that right?
Yep. He put some backups on Junior's computer in his office.
In the office in Global Tech.
In Global Tech, yeah.
Which is seemingly Urlan didn't know about it actually when he was hiring us. At least something he told us about. Is that correct?
Not many people would know about it because it's hidden on the computer.
Yeah, no, it's more that with the. But yes, we don't expect that Urlan knew about it. It wasn't just that he knew about it and what he didn't tell us. So, okay, and so talking to Teehee again, says, so let me see if I can understand this and just get this all straight in my head. You got encouraged by Junior to work with this Cooperman guy that you knew nothing about, being told that, oh yes, you'll get a wonderful reward at the end of it for helping them out.
So it's a Fairlight Caliban, man. It's like winning the jackpot.
I recognise that Fairlight Caliban, absolutely. But you then allowed them to take the chips, take the backup.
No, the backup's still in the building. The backup never came out.
Well, in the sense that, but you didn't end up with the backup, is what I mean. You allowed them to end up with all the data, and then they promised that, yeah, they'll be back in contact with you in a couple of days.
He was hoping so, yes. He doesn't do this sort of thing. He's just a code junkie.
So, now, and how long ago was this? Like, from our perspective, when did the robbery officially happen?
About 4 days ago.
Yeah, okay. So, yes. So, Teehee, are you still expecting a call from this Cooperman?
He keeps checking the Matrix. He says that he's sure he'll leave a Matrix Dropbox for him and give him the deets.
And what makes you think that?
I did the job that they're going to pay.
And if they don't?
He looks shocked at the thought of them not paying.
It's way overdue. You still think they're going to pay?
He knows. He's sure they would. Why wouldn't they pay?
Why would they?
Well, they needed him. They needed him to get it.
How many Fairlight Excaliburs have you seen in your life?
None.
And you reckon they just got them lying around to give away?
Of course, they got to go source it and get me one of the latest off the press machines.
But they expected to be able to do that within 48 hours, did they not?
They didn't say. He says what I say.
But they said they'd get back to you within 48.
I'm sure they did. How long's it been? He says.
Probably at least 96.
That doesn't seem right. It only happened yesterday. He logs into. He starts tapping on his keyboard and goes, "Oh, has been a while." It looks very sad.
I suppose on the bright side for you, at least they haven't removed loose ends yet.
What's a loose end?
You.
How can I be a loose end? I'm fixed in place here.
Exactly. What you are is you're an easily found loose end.
So look, let's just imagine you're an egg, right?
I can imagine that well.
You're sitting there, nice and safe, in place. You're an egg. Life's good, no complications because you're sitting there, nice and safe. But then, well, look, imagine I'm an hammer. Or these other person, they're an hammer. We're both really good with hammers. And then imagine that hammer smashes that egg.
That's not good. Why would you want to smash me with an hammer?
I mean, I've got a pretty bloody big hammer, and I'm not talking about this war hammer here either.
He looks at you and goes, "Are you threatening me again?"
No, he's not threatening you. He's merely explaining some of the potential futures that you may be facing. Diego's going to turn to Dr. Hernadez and ask him about. I don't suppose that the two of you have anywhere else you might want to disappear to at the present time?
He says, I'm the last friend he has.
Whilst we have not yet told anyone about exactly where you can be found, he has not made the trail difficult to follow.
Well, I keep sending messages to Junior and Cooperman.
Sorry, is he saying that Teehee kept sending messages, or has Dr. Hernandez been sending messages?
Teehee's been sending messages.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I'm sure that you can understand the actual situation that young Teehee got himself into.
Yes, something similar to what did Hibbin. Trusting Shadowrunners.
Well, I don't know. He wasn't trusting Shadowrunners. There were not Shadowrunners involved. The Shadowrunners were really doing their contracted task. But as I say, I believe that they may also be interested in cleaning up loose ends.
Well, he has had 2 years working for Global, and he's considered one of their star coders. Yes,
and whilst having spoken to Earl and Maine, I don't believe that Earl is certainly not happy with Teehee at the present time, but I suspect that he may be able to provide some security for him and probably yourself as well to defend against this junior fellow and Cooperman.
Well, he says the only sort of defense he can think of would be if he had some corporate backing. Are you able to arrange that?
Like I said, I'm sure that Erlen has such connections.
Well, if you can arrange something like that, he'll make sure that he'll do something for you in the future.
So, okay, in that case, well, Jason will then also give, having had Georgie help provide a picture to young Teehee, Jason will come forward with the alternate option of I feel that your best choice at the present time will be to be getting back home to Global Tech and trying to make up for the mistake that young Junior and Mr. Cooperman led you down. Would you agree?
He nods quickly, saying he was only trying to make the most out of the situation.
I'm sure a competent and proficient coder as yourself can make much more money in the longer run by just sitting tight and doing your job. Trust me. And then Desmond will aim to contact well, if we've got a number for Erlan, or probably Roxanne, I think it's more likely.
No, you do think contacting Roxanne would be better because she's the intermediary?
That's what I mean. It's essentially like, yeah, I wouldn't expect that we had a contact number for Erlan directly. So he will give Roxanne a call and explain that our current progress, in the sense that we haven't been able to recover the chips directly yet. However, we have recovered young Teehee, and he wishes to apologise and return to the fold if at all possible.
So where is he located now, Desmond?
We can bring him in.
Probably safer if we send a recovery team. That way he's off your hands as quickly as possible and you can be hunting the chips down.
I'm just thinking, trying to remember what the skill is for sense motive type stuff, as to whether or not he's feeling like Roxanne is at least somewhat on Teehee's side.
That can be either, so that could be perception, streetwise, skullduggery, survival, or vigilance. All work well for that. Each give you a different perspective.
Yeah. I guess of those, skullduggery is probably his best option, since he's actually got at least one rank in it, and he's got 2 cunning, and he's also got, I think he's got some talent that helps him on skullduggery. Remove a setback dice per rank from the exceptional skullduggery checks. So.
Okay, so instead of having 2 because you're doing it over audio only, you only get 1.
Yep. But yeah, so you don't get, if there's any setbacks involved, we get at least 1 less setback.
And as she does seem to like you, you get 2 boost.
Yeah, very good.
So, I believe that is a success. With 2 threats, which will disappear at the end of the encounter anyway. But you do get 2 threats.
Okay. But yeah, so the important part is, do I feel like she's on the up and up as far as Teehee is concerned?
She seems to be excited that you've recovered him alive.
Yep.
You had a feeling that they were expecting him to have disappeared completely or have been killed in the process.
Yep.
Collateral damage, as they say.
That certainly, Desmond would be quite happy to accept or expand on the idea that, yes, he's looking to come back because he's recognised that he's potentially a loose end. So,
Okay. She says expect a Lone Star team to arrive. Don't worry, they've been told to ignore the wanted bounty on you as part of this.
Having decided that she is definitely on the up as far as he's concerned to the situation, Declan will also pass on the fact that the other details that Teehee had given him, the fact that apparently Junior had put him up to the whole process, and that they'd called in this fixer named Cooperman, and I'll be curious to know whether she knows anything, whether that name means anything to Roxanne, and the fact that the other members of the team were the mage that apparently was didn't survive the run, and the razor guy with the description or whatever that's available to help track down who this Cooperman fellow might be. So he won't yet. Oh, yeah, because Junior's actually out and about still at the moment, isn't he?
Junior's still out and about making plays.
Yep. In which case, then he will also pass on to Roxanne the fact that apparently Junior made a backup of the chips onto his computer in his office.
She said that would be a surprise. She didn't even know Junior could turn on a computer.
I'm only passing on what we've been told so far. So.
Are you sure it wasn't he who installed it on Junior's computer?
I'll look up over at Teehee and just. You said that Junior put it back up on his computer?
I said no, I put it back up on Junior's computer.
Oh, okay. So in that case, then yeah, Teehee put it back up on there, and yeah. I mean, it's unlikely that Declan necessarily would get that wrong in the conversation, but yeah.
You did have a few things happening at the time.
Happy with that, yep. So, but yeah, and so then you'll be able to point out exactly where that backup is, so you'll be able to recover it for them when you get back to the office?
He shouldn't have too much trouble doing so as long as the computer's there.
So, yeah. So he'll let Roxanne know that Junior is happy to recover it from its computer at that point in time, but it'd be worthwhile to ensure that Junior does not get in there and actually remove the computer if he hasn't done so already. Okay, so yeah, so she's saying that the Lone Star will be here shortly.
Did Night Errant will be there shortly?
Night Errant, okay, yep.
Because Lone Star is the police force.
Yep. I thought you said Lone Star, but okay.
Maybe I said Lone Star. Let me see. Who were they sending? Night Errant or who they were sending?
Either way, that's good. Yes. A collection team will arrive shortly. Okay, well in that case then we'll give him the address as to where we are, and also encourage them that there's a friend of Junior's, Teehee's here, that would also be nice if he could actually be at least put into some protective custody for at least a little while, a few days at least.
She'll see what she can do.
And then he'll get off the phone and talk to Teehee and Dr. Hernadez and say, well, start back at the year. You're going to be going and be guests of Global Tech for a while, just to hopefully allow the in Teehee's case, getting back home again. Dr. Hernadez, I'm not forcing you to go, but I would recommend that this place may not be safe in the very near future.
He says one more thing. He did hear some mention of Dr. Bob's Quick Stitch from the Razor guy.
Dr. Bob's Quick Stitch. Oh, from the Razor guy. Okay, so like a reference to a street dog, you think? Was the Razor guy injured?
He doesn't know. All he remembers is something like that, something being said by the Razor guy.
And I'm assuming that was Teehee that passed on that bit, was it?
It was Teehee that passed that on. You have actually heard of Dr. Bob's Quick Stitch.
And they say he's a street doc.
He is one of the best street dogs in the business. As a street doc, not as an actual doctor.
I was going to say, obviously not as good or more expensive than the all-caring Brotherhood.
Unlike the Brotherhood, he's known to be able to repair tech.
Hey, I'm sure the Brotherhood could do it if they wanted to, because they've actually had to ask. Okay, and then basically
he does give you a what appears to be the Dropbox addresses of Cooperman, the Razor guy who he never gave him his name, and Frey, who is apparently dead.
So, while we're waiting, we'll also, I say, get any details, information that regarding his attempt to contact Cooperman again, or like any of the details, other than Dropboxes or things like that, as to what connections or information he knows, so then make it easier to try and track them down and that sort of thing. I would be tempted to use Georgie to go downstairs and act as the lookout to ensure that things are okay, but to be honest, he just doesn't trust him, so Jason will actually go and have a take a okay, not so much trust him, but trust him to maintain focus long enough without wandering off for ice cream.
Hey, as soon as there was a job to do, Georgie took the initiative and did the job.
Absolutely.
He's never failed in doing the job. It's
that's
irritating right. Every other. He doesn't need to do it.
and yes, I can certainly recognise that, but as I say, Declan's still got concerns about his ability to maintain focus on the job. So,
well, Georgie's just no elf yet, is he?
Sorry, what was that?
Georgie's just not an elf.
And so yeah, so Declan will tell the others that, hey, I'm just going to go downstairs and take a watch outside just to make certain that there's no unexpected company arriving while we're waiting for Night Eric support. So, unless, of course, one of the others wants to volunteer.
Georgie just looks at you and uses some plan knowledge and ignores you.
Yeah, so you only have to wait about half an hour for some drones to come in and start scanning the area for threats, all bearing the Night Errant logos.
Okay. I will call up ahead and say, yep, it looks like the initial surveillance have arrived. Try not to look threatening.
You can see that they're also scanning the surrounding buildings. Looks to be about a 10 drone deployment before you see 3 vehicles show up.
Man, they're expecting more trouble than we were. Or maybe they had more opportunity prepared for trouble. Yep, but obviously if they roll up, then Declan will. He's not going to make himself known to the Knight Errant type stuff, obviously. But he will call ahead and say, "Yep, escort should be coming up shortly."
Okay, you see two guys moving faster than you believe possible going up the stairs.
Update, I'll be there already. After having clicked shortly.
Each of them carrying what appears to be a automatic weapon, and they start set up a guard perimeter around the doorway.
Does Georgie have his hammer?
He does.
I'm sure he needed some tool to eat breakfast with.
Well done.
But yes, Declan has said, "Don't look threatening, stand down."
Yeah, Georgie just puts his hammer in a place next to him where he can definitely grab it very easily and stands up.
From outside you hear a voice coming through the door going, "Would the occupants please step outside, hands in the air, behind their heads." And Adena chips in their
Party, what do you want?
Adena chips in their hands. Fail to comply will be considered a threat.
Shut up! Just come in here and bloody fix this problem.
Georgie, just stand down.
What?
Let the others out first.
You are an absolute non-mate. You want to come in here and let these muppets come in and tell us what to do. We've just helped them out.
Yes. And they shouldn't do any problems, but they're more likely to cause problems if you cause problems or appear to be about to cause a problem, or they think there's any chance that you might cause a problem.
I'm about to turn you into a bloody problem, mate.
Which is why Declan's not actually there.
Look, if these two uppity knobs want to come in here and tell me what to do like absolute tits, I don't see why I should show them any respect.
Well, they're doing it from outside the door without the door being open.
Sorry.
Go on, yep. What did you say, Martin?
I said they're doing it from outside the door without the door being open, telling you to come out with hands on heads.
And so Declan will then put the comment through saying, potentially you may wish to show their weapons some respect. And the fact that they outnumber you about 15 to 1. All armed with heavy weapons, even heavier than your hammer.
I'm so over these muppets. Oh, alright.
Is there a back door
Fine,
out?
fine.
Not in this apartment.
There is a window. It's not a very big window, and there's nothing to save you for the 3 floors down, but there is a window.
Well, but you might get saved the 3 floors down because you've got probably at least 3 drones, weaponized drones that you can see floating, hovering outside that window.
Right.
Georgie very slowly makes his way to the door, opens the door, and walks outside, hands barely raised, with his stupid ident chip in his hand. Come on, then, go and do what you got to do.
Okay, so in front of you, you see a guy appear out of nowhere with a shimmer. He picks up your chip and scans
look
it.
at him.
He says, "You're not interesting. You can move along."
What did he actually say to him?
He said, "You're not interesting. You can move along."
Not bloody interesting. Oh, I look like a bloody sideshow.
That's a good thing. Move along. You don't want to be interested to these people.
Okay, so Kihi comes next. He scans you, seeing, and says, Primary target acquired, and you see that they then cuff and bind him. Throw a hood over his head.
That doesn't seem fair. I kind of like to.
Unfortunately, Declan can make no comment about that because he's got no sight or sound of that image. So.
And then when Dr. Hernandez also comes out, they go secondary target acquired, and they do the same to him. And then they say that there's a fourth target still inside unresponsive. Orders.
Oh, you mean Rakesh? Oh, hang on. No, that's Rakesh. He's a bit simple, mate. You just got... you haven't come out yet, but it's alright, I'm talking to you. It's alright. George is negotiating.
You've got Georgie to help you.
It's alright. It's just Rakesh. He's a party member. He's not that smart. He's a bit simple, so he'll come out in a second. Oi, Rakesh, come here.
I'll come out.
They scan your identity card, and they also say non-value target, hand you the card back, and tell you to go back inside.
See, now that's just bloody rude. Of course you're valuable. I think you're valuable, Rakesh.
I'm
Now
quite
go on,
content with that
Proto-Fascist.
out.
Moving along. You've got your targets. Go away.
Had Teehee or Dr. Hernandez packed any bags or anything like that?
Not really, but they didn't have much to begin with.
What about Teehee's computer equipment?
He's still got that strapped around his neck.
Okay, yeah.
You can't expect him to walk anywhere without it attached to him.
No, that was more the idea of the fact that if they walked out without having, and they've been effectively bound, and they're going to be transported out, then if they had planned to take any luggage or other gear with them, then the opportunity for the other characters to grab it and put it in the back of the night errant van on their behalf would be there. But if they didn't have anything, nothing to worry about.
Okay, so Desrin gets a ping on his phone, basically saying targets acquired, and you've gotten yourself 10,000 credits into your account. And a notification that the apartment will now be fumigated.
I will.
Oh, bloody not!
I'll pass the message on to the others to say it's time to leave there now.
Georgie quickly runs in, grabs his hammer, and then drags Rakesh out. If Rakesh went back inside.
Okay, as you pull Rakesh out through the front door, you hear the window at the back breaking as an incendiary grenade goes off in the room.
Any particular reason?
Well, there will be then no evidence that the guy was ever here.
Okay, so the sense that when you catch up with Desmond again, or if you ask a question over what the hell happened, you'll say, yep, the money guys were just ensuring that there was nothing left behind. So, it's yes, a bit disconcerting they told you to actually go inside moments beforehand. But that's it.
We had a feeling that they were intending to get rid of the non-valued targets.
Exactly. Yes.
Whereas if Desrin had have actually run through, he was their contact. So yes.
Okay. Desrin was covering his bases by not being there if something went wrong.
And then you see the three.
Not that the other kids know anything about that.
You see the three cars take off rapidly with the all parties on board. You're not sure which one the two hooded people were put into.
That's right, I got distracted by the apartment being fireballed at the time. So.
Yep. Things like that do happen.
Yep. And let's face it, I wouldn't really care which one they got put into, because it was certainly beyond my concern at that point in time. So,
and as Ezrin turns around, he sees a note stuck to the wall next to him with Night Around letterhead.
I will, while I'm waiting for the others to come down, I might just take a bit of a look at what might have been posted.
It says, thanks for your assistance in acquiring these fugitives.
Mm-hmm.
Your assistance has been appreciated, and it has your name on there.
Always glad to help the authorities, he thinks privately. And hopes that, yes, global tech has enough oomph to ensure that the Night Around people go back to them rather than some other force. But again, out of Declan's control, out of sight, out of mind.
Well, from what you know of most of the corps, only Ares could probably pull them off this trail.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a reputation to uphold, after all.
Yeah, well, and as I said, we did our bit. We knew that Global Tech was specifically calling in Night Around, so it wasn't something we were going to fight with over. So happy with that. So then, yeah, when the others get back downstairs, and we'll catch up. I guess we'll look towards heading back to Maria's apartment for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
Because certainly not going to chase Night Around somewhere. And I think our next leads are potentially trying to find this Cooperman and or Junior, possibly using the Dropbox information that I'm sure SoCal can do a lot more with than either we can. So,
yep.
Have you guys got any particular preferences right now?
No, happy to follow. The player is terrible. The character is even worse.
Although, if we haven't got any other immediate plans, then we can probably go back by the hospital and just check in on the others. And possibly
the Brotherhood Hospital.
Yeah. And
okay with that.
See if there's anything left over from Enchilada Wednesday.
And ice cream.
Well, there was plenty of ice cream previously.
Fantastic. Georgie's in. Let's go.
And in which case then, okay, if we're going to take a bit of a detour there, which might take a bit longer if it turns out there's ice cream available.
So ice cream, mate.
Sorry?
Did you say ice cream, mate?
Well, okay, if there's ice cream available, then Declan's thinking that the detour is going to take a bit longer, and so therefore he's going to send the details and information about Cooperman, Freya, and Junior, and any of the Dropbox data links or things like that through to SoCal, and also you said we already knew where to find Dr. Bob. Sorry.
Yep. It's the place you go to when you need fixing or removal of stuff that's unwanted.
Either by the current owner or by the new owner.
That is true. And sometimes you're the current owner and you need it gone for various reasons.
Yep.
And they're the don't ask, don't tell policy.
Well, certainly Declan's keen to get on the good side of this Dr. Bob then, because hey, he's got some work that he'll want to put in at some point if he can. So, and from what we've seen of the wonderful Brotherhood Hospital, they may not be quite so keen on the cyberware implantation. So,
and from what you've seen of Dr. Bob's, they swear that they clean the cyberware before they install it.
Wow, and some of their patients survive.
Some do, yeah.
As long as they're paid appropriately.
Even then, some, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we will go via the hospital then, the Brotherhood, and check up on the others. I'm assuming that. Well, do we get in to see them?
You find out that Flogger and Bolt in intense surgery at the moment due to complications.
Right. Well, I'm sure you're doing everything you can. So, thank you for your assistance.
And
That's very sad. Is there any ice cream?
Well, they currently have a bingo tournament going for a ice cream cake.
Georgie just suddenly disappears.
Sorry, you broke up a bit there, David.
Yeah, that was annoying. Georgie suddenly disappears, breaks land speed records, and enters in the bingo tournament.
Meanwhile, Rakesh and Declan will go off to the kitchen surgery area and just eat the bowls of ice cream that are available. Is that right?
Well, at the moment, there's no ice cream on show. It's basically the ice cream cake gets awarded before they'll release any ice cream.
Fair enough.
They don't want to distract the players too much.
Georgie, multiple entries.
It cost him a whole credit per entry.
and Georgie's only got what, about 60,000 available at the moment?
Yeah. He could go and buy his own ice cream truck. Ice cream truck. Yeah. But he'll buy a few entries, and
so you end up with 5 entries, and then you see that you've won yourself another ticket to this fantastic competition called the Island.
Yeah, so not excited about that.
With unlimited ice cream on the island.
A little bit more excited about that.
Okay, so after at one point he got out of hospital, didn't he?
Womp got out, yes, and Womp's somewhere else at the moment.
Yep, I'm assuming he's either staying back with Maria and or Socal and or just wandering off looking for ice cream like he's done previously. So.
Quite possibly while he's on watch.
That's right. So, because obviously yes, he'd been left behind at Maria's to maintain the bodyguard situation that we're still doing. So, because that worked so well last time. But yes, okay, so after we found out that unfortunately we can't catch up with Flogger and or Bolt, and Georgie has found that gambling does not pay in ice cream cake, we will...
Listen.
Sorry David, you broke up again?
That's a bold assumption. Did Georgie not win?
Let's see, there's a good chance he might win.
Well, if he doesn't win, he's going to win.
Yes, if he doesn't win, then the winner's going to lose.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. With that, Georgie actually ends up being the winner and gets himself a bona fide ice cream cake.
Ha! Sucked in, nerd, you Brotherhood nerds! I got the ice cream cake. It's mine.
And one of them even
the cake.
One of them even writes Georgie on top in icing.
You know what? If I wasn't such an arsehole right now, I'd think that was really sweet. But give me the cake, I'm gonna eat it.
They give you a spoon.
What do we need a spoon for?
So it doesn't melt all over your hands, say so.
Bloody good idea. No wastage. Georgie takes the spoon, takes the cake, and runs off to eat and looks forward to the incredible tummy ache.
And ice cream headache.
Off. No, that's brain freak.
Brain freak,
Because to have, you really do need the prerequisites.
So yes, as the next section is going to take a little bit of effort, I am thinking we will finish it up here for tonight with Georgie being the spectacular winner of the ice cream cake, which she can lord over the others.
Yes.
Well, and don't forget the ticket to the island with the unlimited ice cream.
Gonna end well.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks,
playing.
guys.
And go ahead.
We'll catch you on Friday.
And we'll catch some of you on Friday and some of you next Wednesday.
Okay.
Is not everyone involved in Pathfinder?
Martin's not in the Pathfinder game.
Okay.
No.
Yep, well, I will see you next Tuesday then, Martin.
Wednesday.
Otherwise,
Wednesday.
He's in the Wednesday game.
Wednesday D&D.
Yep.
Alright. See you then.
Bye bye.
Anyway, kill do. Bye for now.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, and we'll catch you later.
See you later.